sometime in the early part of May, I was scheduled for knee surgery at the VA in Little Rock. My surgeon was Dr. Evans, who's head of orthopedics at UAMS. I arrived early the morning of surgery. I was dressed out a couple of minutes away from being put under for my procedure. Dr. Evans walks in, walks to the front of the bed, pats me on the shoulder and says, "James, you're going to be angry. I've canceled your surgery, but let me handle it." A couple of minutes went by. Three gentlemen walked in the room who appeared to be doctors. One was head of surgery for the VA. He said to my surgeon, Dr. Evans, "Don't cancel his surgery. Go ahead and operate it. Once you get in there, you might find that you don't need those other instruments." Dr. Evans said to the doctor who was head of surgery for the VA that he wasn't going to go in and do a half-assed job on me. Those were his words. Then I started taking my IVs out and said to the VA surgeon, "The VA has already cut on my leg twice and crippled me." The surgeon seemed surprised that I had already had my leg operated on twice and made the statement, "You mean you've had your leg operated on twice?" I then said, "Obviously you didn't read my chart." I then got up out of bed and got dressed, left the hospital. At some point, I was back in contact with Dr. Evans. We rediscussed the surgery, and I decided that I would let them do a total knee replacement. Dr. Evans then rescheduled me for surgery. I then get a notice from the VA that before I can have my knee surgery, I have to have a dental cleanse. Sometime the latter part of May, I get a phone call from the VA in Fayetteville, scheduling me an appointment with the dentist for June 15th. That was on a Monday. On a Thursday of that same week in May, I get another phone call from the VA. This was the VA in Little Rock, trying to schedule me an appointment. And I said, "Ma'am, I already have an appointment, a dental appointment in Fayetteville." And she said, "This is Little Rock. We have a consult, and you're coming here." I said, "Okay." So she scheduled me for June 14th, which was a Monday. My wife and I went to Little Rock on June 14th. It was a Monday. We were there an hour and a half before my scheduled dental appointment. We were the first ones in. No one else was in the waiting room. My scheduled time was 12:30. Sometime around 1:15 or 1:20, I go up to find out why I haven't been called yet, because several people had been called. The nurse told me that the doctor triple booked his patients because veterans tend not to make their appointments, so he triple booked. So after I complained to the desk nurse that I'd been there a while, a technician comes out, takes me back, takes an x-ray, and then takes me back to a dental room. When they laid me in the chair, she pulled the light down within 10 inches, maybe a foot from my face, and I looked up at the light, and it was pathetic. It had blood, spit, all over this mirror. My wife was in the room with me. About 10 minutes went by and I'm hearing someone shuffle paperwork behind me. I don't know who it is. And after another 10 or 15 minutes, this gentleman rolls his little chair up beside me. Never introduced himself. He was dressed in a set of scrubs, no ID badge. I didn't know if this guy was a janitor or Joe Smoke. He picks up one mirror, and the little mirror, and told me to open my mouth. And he did about a 10-second exam and said to me that he was going to have to pull all my teeth before he could give me a clearance. My comment was, "You're going to have to do what?" And he said to me again that he was going to have to pull all my teeth before he could give me a clearance. I went to take off my bib and said no thank you, got up and left.
Okay.
On my way home, I decided to call the health department to file a complaint about how nasty the exam room was. I was pretty upset. And then I thought of the appointment that the VA had also scheduled me for in Fayetteville. So I went to that appointment in Fayetteville the very next morning, which was Tuesday, June 15th. I was very impressed with the facilities. The assistant came in, she told me who she was. The doctor came in, he identified himself, very pleasant, shook my hand. He used 2 instruments to examine me. And within a minute or so, he said to me that I was good to go, that he could give me a clearance for my knee operation. And he said, "But you do have a couple of cavities." He said, "I can leave this consult open and take care of your cavities and then give you a clearance." And I was in shock, to be quite honest. I turned to him and I said, "You mean you're not wanting to pull all my teeth?" And he said, "Well, no." He said, "They're not in the best of shape, but they're not going to cause you any problems." I then told him of the nightmare that I had at the VA hospital less than 24 hours earlier. And so I got the consult, the clearance. Then I get a call from the patient advocate in Fayetteville, because I actually had gone to the advocate in Fayetteville to brag about the dental facilities and the doctor. And she was going to follow up on all the issues that I'd had since the early part of May with my knee. She calls me and tells me that my knee operation had been canceled. Apparently, this dentist in Little Rock that I'd filed a complaint on with the patient advocate there had taken my medical records and had another dentist at the VA in Little Rock look at them. And the other dentist wrote a report saying he concurred with Dr. Powell. And this dentist hasn't even seen me. So here I am, caught in limbo, because I filed a legitimate complaint about how filthy and nasty the facilities were in Little Rock. And how can one doctor's opinion be totally different than another is beyond me. But I feel like I'm being used as a guinea pig by the VA system.